Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Atelier Nikazuki podcast live stream, whatever we're calling it right now. Today is March 17th, 2024. We are currently at 425 subscribers. We are trying to get to 1,000, although 500 alone would be good. YouTube is saying that I am scheduled. Okay. On live stream. All right, there we go. It's broadcasting now. I totally went into Dallas's side of the closet and stole one of his green shirts. Because I was like, uh-oh, I better put on some green since it's St. Patty's Day. So we are in the process of getting basically everything cut for the shows for April. Are we going to get everything sewn? 100% not. But if I cut it now, then I'm not dithering in between shows about what am I going to make for this show and what are we going to sew. Like, I've got a plan, but now I don't have to come in and make like any kind of real decision making in between. I can just like, okay, we've got this to sew, we've got this to sew, and then we've got this to sew. I know, you've got mats. Got a big one here on your belly we got to get to. It's shedding season. It's also got like actual, there we go. That was fabric fluff. We don't want you digesting fabric fluff. The hair is bad enough. Okay, so what we did yesterday is we did make quite a few decisions. I don't remember what these piles mean. I do know that the majority of these are intended to end up becoming kato. Hi. Although there's a kato bag here, so I'm going to say that this was probably... Oh my goodness. Yeah, we made all those decisions yesterday, and then I totally forgot what we were going to make from these. I see small box bags here. That's good. And then I know that there's large box bag cuts from these as well. So we can throw those onto the small box bag. Do you know what we're going to do then? Is we're going to ignore these. Because whatever. The florals here are definitely, that was intended for kato. Pretty sure because that was a one-off. Actually, we're going to keep that aside for wallets for later. So it'll go down with the generalized wallet stuff. Fluffy butt Shibas. And then that, and that, and that. Okay, yeah, those are all meant to be kato. And then we're going to put the rest of this away, maybe. What do we have here? Cat Puccinos. 2 and 3. Yeah, they're nice and cheery, but let's do that as well. That teal needs to go down here. Oh, I see I already kept a teal back for that. That's fine. Okay, let's do, so I've got enough teal. Let's actually do a small box bag out of it. I think because these were intended then to be big bags because there's like one cut of them, but they need to be ironed. So we're going to ignore them for now. These ones are fine. They were ironed apparently. Powered out on the other set. And then that one's fine. Okay, I don't know what I intended for the Shibas. I think I was intending, actually yeah, the Shibas were intended to be, all of these were intended to be small box bags. So let's do that. And then another one of these can be a large box bag because they're smaller size prints. There we go. The name of the game right now is trying to clear out some of my stock. So realistically, just make the decision and do it, Katie. No, don't dither. Don't dither. Dithering is where you fail. Now, I did originally intend these to be wedge bags, like purse bags. So I could still do that if I wanted to, or we could just do it into a kato, because that is a very nice kato height actually. Lots of like of the pattern involved, all of that. Yeah, let's do that. Shibas, the other version of the colorway, the blue, the pink. Okay, so those are all going to be kato, and this is going to be a small box bag, handle, and whatever else we can make out of it. Same for this aqua. And then this other one is going to be a small box bag and, right? Like this is the right size, hopefully. Let me double check. Be all like, I'm gonna make a small box bag out of this, and then it's not actually the right size. Okay, it's more than tall enough. And is it wide enough? It is just wide enough. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to trim both of these down, small box bag sizes, and then we're going to trim and cut the handles too. And then we'll set the handles aside because we did have enough, I think, to make large box bags out of these guys later as well. But for now, we're just going to trim down for small box bags. Could these actually use an iron? 100%. Am I going to do it? No. We're going to do the age-old, just make it up as we go. Okay, so Flynn is right here. You are witnessing Flynn right here, cleaning himself. He's got a massive mat here that he doesn't want me touching. Blah, blah, blah. I swear I can hear Dahlia upstairs fighting someone. But those noises only ever come out for when she's fighting Flynn. So I'm like, okay, what on earth is going on? All right, shove all of this over a little bit. Get out of here. So we're cutting this down to make it into small box bags. That is what we're doing. I'm slicing off the top here because it's a little bit crooked, and realistically you're not supposed to like wash the fat quarters, but I always do because I'm like, whatever. It'll be fine. It's always been fine. It's just a lot of extra ironing. Now it makes sense for like some fat quarters. It makes sense for some like quilts and stuff like that, not necessarily not to cut it down, blah blah blah. But in this case where I want it durable and like, or I want it pre-shrunk and all of that noise, I make sure that it's like done. Okay, we've got 2 small box and we're gonna need 2 white linings. And then we're gonna cut this down into handles for it and potentially any large box bags, because I do think there was enough fabric in this to make large box bags as well. Or like I've got more cuts of it so we can make large box bags. Do you know what I still haven't done is I still haven't tested the handles out yet. I'm just like committed to this new width. Okay, and then we'll cut this down and we'll actually make wristlets out of it. So okay, there we go. So there's the handles. And then this just needs to be trimmed down because that. There we go. There we go. There we go. And then this strip will go into the strip bin for later use because look at, that's like a near perfect corgi cut, at least for the aqua. All right, over there. And if it turns out to be too small later, we don't need to use it, whatever. Okay, so there's them done. This is going to become a kato. This is also going to become a kato, and that is going to become, the rest of these are going to become kato. Oh yeah, there's another blue one right here. So we can cut this one down for large box bags. Next, I shouldn't be task switching like this. I should just be lining everything up that needs to be one certain bag shape, but apparently that's not where my brain is right now, so we're just going to ignore the fact that I should be doing that. And the other thing is that now I can line up a bunch and do all these kato. Just had to get those Shiba out of the way. Or I could just be tired. Dallas had a race this morning, so we were up and at 'em early, and the kids are sick, and so last night was not the most restful night, and I've got all the excuses under the sun, or reasons under the sun. But I'm here. I'm putting in the work. Thank you so much if you are joining me from Voguing Live. Thank you so much for your support yesterday and today. It's greatly appreciated. Alright, so apparently these are all slightly different sizes, and so what we're going to do is we're going to justify all these florals, and they are different sizes from the Shiba Inus, so we will cut down the Shiba Inus together here in a minute. Right now what we're going to do is the width cut for the florals, and then we'll do all the finagling with those edges afterwards. Okay. So that minus that minus that minus that means that we have at least that. Which side were the selvages on? Okay, so we're going to cut the selvages off on this side. And this needs to be evened up because they're all kind of... Not all of them are the same width. So let's cut this down on this side here. That feels like it's all the layers. Oh, this one needs to be folded out so that it does actually get cut. And then doesn't need a big cut, just needs a little cut like this. Can we line it up there, line it up there, line it up there, and then we'll cut it. Trim, trim, trim. Anyway, yeah, it was a rough night. Dallas, like, definitely PB'd his 5. He's never done an actual 5K race. It's always been further distances. So I think he's feeling pretty good about the time that he did actually get, I hope, because he should feel good about it. But I think also the going and chilling with the children is probably the best option for him right now. He can sit down and just take a breather. So, and it leaves me time to actually do this work as well. Because here's the blunt truth of it, is I really, really, really don't get as much work done when he's home versus when he's not. So it's nice to be able to do it now. Alrighty, now let's see. What is your width? You're not quite. So what we're going to do is we will just open it up here. We need to trim it down to the actual width. And then we'll trim it. We'll just cut it in half with the shears. There is some bookmarks, probably, or something. Middle patches for crazy quilts. Who knows? I'll figure it out. Okay, and then I think we need to do one more, because now we're good. Okay. Then we'll just fold this in half, like that. A little bit more justification on this side, just because of the... No, we got the selvages on this side for those two. So what I could do is I could pull out the two that don't have selvages. Zip. And then the two that do have selvages will get cut down, and then we'll trim them in half. Also, yeah, so the reason, so our kids don't normally nap, but they're sick right now. Makes sense that they would need a nap. And again, they were the reason for the rough night, and so I'm sure they're exhausted as well. Because we are. But yeah, it's always like the debate. But they were outside and they were just absolutely like losing it over how tired they were. And then they're like, we don't want to go to bed. It's like, no, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not actually sorry. But it's like, guys, you are so exhausted right now. You just need to go to bed. Doesn't even need to be a long nap. It just needs to be a nap. And you will feel like a million times better. So. Million times better. Alright, so here's the Kato cuts almost done. Then we'll do the Shibas, and then we've got some chocolate bar cuts to do here. Just realized I've got a couple emails I need to send about events. So we'll do that after I get off the stream. And yeah. The forecast says we're supposed to go back to having snow on Wednesday, so it's like we're going to try and soak up as much of this gorgeous weather as we can before that. I don't want it to be snowing, but you know, we need it, so I'm not going to complain, because we do need it. But my goodness, like, for such a mild start to the winter, it's just suddenly like the winter's been like in the springtime. I guess we're not even officially spring yet, so I don't know what I'm complaining about yet. Okay, there's the Shiba Inu butts for the... Okay. So minus that, minus that, minus that. Okay, so we're going to go from here, and then we need to go from, I'm going to scooch you over because you need a little bit of a trim down. Yeah, a bit of a trim down. There we go. But we're going to go from there to there to there. But yeah, went outside. I took the packaging outside to kind of work on for the planner pouches. Ran out of the ones that actually had the handmade with Japanese fabric like tag written already. So that's what the Cricut's running right now, is I'm making it run the tags, because I was like, I could write it out, but I don't want to. It'll save me a bunch of time if I just make the Cricut do it. So I set it up and it's running right now. The only thing I'll have to do is I will have to go and put in a second mat once it gets to the second mat, because I need at least 16 more, and I only have, like, the mats can only handle 14 at a time, so I'm just like, okay, well, we may as well do the full, like, 28, and then we'll be good. Golden. All right, this needs a fold up here. All right. Oh yeah, and I should grab my bin of clips and we should clip everything together. I just realized all the Kato need there. I'm creating more and more and more and more work for myself, because I was like, wait, I'm gonna have to like actually cut all the canvas for the Kato, although I think we do have quite a bit in a bucket out in the sewing studio. If you're coming from the Instagram stories and you're like, whoa, that desk is really tidy for that Cricut, that's because I tidied that desk up specifically for the Cricut. The next story is how much of a disaster the rest of my studio is. And even, like, I even tidied up a little bit today, because I was like, okay, the kids are going to have to start coming through for, like, coming from outside, which means that it needs to be tidy enough that we're not going to, like, it just needs to be tidied up, so there was no hazards, because obviously, like, I have a bit more body awareness than the kids, all of that. Not that, like, I should have tripping hazards around for myself as well, but it happens. So, but I even got, like, the little snack bits that are crumbs on the floor vacuumed up, so that was good. That needed to be done for sure. Needs to be lined up there. And yes, I will iron these before we put the interfacing on them. But that was good enough for these cuts. And then there's some Shiba butts for strips. I'm just going to start a scrap pile like right here and just say F it. And that's where everything's going to go for now, instead of trying to like chuck it over there and then missing. So Okay, so that was... Oh, I haven't finished. Okay. 2 more white Kato. I was like, what color should I put in the florals? And the florals aren't even done yet. Okay. I think these all just should be white. White, 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 white. Yeah, white Kato there as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more white Kato. Okay. Now, the tops of these do need... I'm going to justify them onto one end, and then we're going to trim up everything, even it up, and then we'll split these cuts here after that. Ugh. Okay, apparently there was a... Oh, that was like a bunch of fiber into the air, apparently. All right, don't do that again for a while. Okay, and then this needs to be folded out. And we're going to say that this is the square edge. And that means that I'm going to scoot a little bit over that line once we trim down here. Or no, we're just going to cut it in half with shears. Okay, so there is the line, there is the line. This is the trim line to make it even. I have fabric dust in my eyes, which is not fun. There we go. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. 1, 2, good. Okay. There we go. I just realized that stripology ruler might work really well for this. Although honestly, that stripology ruler worked extremely well for those scraps. So I think that's where it's gonna really earn its keep. Because it's like for this one, whatever. I can use this in the board, but yeah. Okay. So and then I'll make this into a large box bag. And then for the kitty cats, oh, I've got 3 pieces here, so I don't even have to make any decisions. Excellent. I'll take it. Although it's really wrinkly. So maybe what we'll do, yeah, this will end up in the next round because it's worse than the other ones. Okay. Next round fabrics, that's fine. Upon second assessment, those need some more TLC. Should I do it before I store them? Probably. But would pull us completely out of what we're doing right now. Okay. That needs to be cut down into a large box bag. Not by much, just a little bit. Because it is a fat quarter, so it's nearly a large box bag anyway. And yes, there is some wrinkling on this one, but it's only one piece versus all 3 needing some TLC. And the handle's already been cut with the small box bag. So we need another white large box bag cut. That is the line that we need right there. Right here. And we're going to pop that over here. Going to push this up here. Double check one more time. Double check and go. There we go. Oh, and then, right, we're getting to the point, I think I've discussed this, that we need to change the rotary blade. It'll happen. Why you're staticky, I do not know. All right. Daddy Statterson. Okay. Ooh, it's like crackling. Okay, there we go. Pester the sleeping kitty cat. Okay, so this is one of those situations where I think we've got enough to do both a big bag and a Kato if I cut it correctly. How wide is the fabric? Yes, we definitely do. Okay. Because that Right there is the big bag. And that leaves me with more than enough for the drawstring bags. And then the height here definitely allows for the kato and the big bag. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it height-wise first. And we're going to do that with the purple one here as well. So we're going to stack these. So we're going to cut them height-wise. Because I think then we decided that this one was going to become a large box bag and a small box bag. That's what it was, yeah. Okay, so we're going to cut it height-wise. And then we're going to cut it, yeah, okay. Excuse me. Ding. Ding. And then scoot, scoot. Scoot the boot. Okay, you need to be trimmed down, so we're going to pull you over just a tick. And then we can take some extra off up here. Okay, so I'm going to take down like that. From there to here. Trim down the top because of the fray. And then this doesn't really show anything, so we're just going to put that into the scrap pile for my friend. Well, yeah, that's going to be... It's not fun to work with at this point. I'm not keeping it. And that would not be fun to... It would be a lot of finagling to get it to work for what we're kind of drifting towards for scrap usage. Okay, now there is the large box. No, Katie. I have to cut down the... Yeah, no, okay, good. I'm glad I stopped myself. I need to cut down the, well, realistically, I should cut down the bottom first. But I have to cut off the drawstring channels before I cut off the, cut the big bag and the kato height, because otherwise they're not going to be long enough drawstring channels. Right now they're too long, and that's fine, but they need to remain too long. Okay, so let's cut the selvages off, and then we'll cut the, and then we'll deal with everything else. Okay, so trim the selvages, or at least a good chunk. Like, if there's a little bit left over, then they're just going to get sewn into the drawstring channel anyway. That's fine. Because 1, 2, yeah, so there's a front and a back. And then we're going to bring this over here. Dun, dun, dun. And then we're going to do this. Because it's just kind of got to line up a little bit better on that side. Okay. And then, so there to here is big bag. Ding. Ding. Drawstring channels that still need to be trimmed down, but that's okay. We averted a disaster. We did it. Yay. Okay. Now we're going to go in and realign this top line here and the side line here. Then we're going to make sure that we cut off the fray off the bottom. Yep, we still have enough to cut the fray off. Then we're going to trim down the height. Then we'll trim the kato down to the correct size. If this sounds convoluted, that's because it is. Honestly, in some ways it would be far easier to do this work if I was working off the bolt. Because I wouldn't have to be quite so nitpicky. But that is the beauty of these products as well, is that they're very one of a kind and limited because I do work with such little margin of fabric. Alright. So that is going to be the big bag. Both pink and purple. I have a text message. Is it anything important? Who knows? Oh, that's cute. Friend just texted a picture of a little crocheted, the one that I give all my amigurumi stuffing to. Just texted a picture of her latest project. Stash bust. It's adorable. All right, there to there. And actually what we should do is I should lay the drawstring channels on here as well, because why not? Then they'll just be all cut in one fell swoop. And then we've got a couple more to deal with for things. I'm going to scoot this in just a tick, because a little bit smaller for this is not the worst thing. For the drawstring channels, not for the width of the bag. Ding. Ding. Good. Go. Alright, and then there's more bookmarks, and then we'll trim this down right here. Front and back. Front and back. Yay. Applause. Okay, actually we have only got 2 more to do now. So I think what the decision was I was going to make, what, a large box bag out of this? Was I? That doesn't feel right. A large and a small, maybe? Ugh. Large box bag would work, but a small box bag would not work. Because we could do a large box bag. No, too much thinking. Goes back in the cubby. I know that this Shiba Inu was intended for a large and a small box bag. Then I think that was the leftover that we're debating about. I think this is intended to be a wallet. So that was that cats with waves. So I'm going to throw that back down there. And then these black cats were way too fussy to cut yesterday, so they're just going to go back in the cubby for now. Goodbye. Get out of here. We'll see you later. Bye. Okay. And that's going to require too much thought right now too, so see you later, chocolate. Okay, this one is super cute, but also needs an iron, so we'll see you later, sheebs. Should probably start a pile of stuff that needs to be ironed before I use it, but you know what? It can happen later. It's not going anywhere at all. Yeah, stuff is falling out of this cubby, and I do not understand why. There are random handles everywhere. They need to be in the handle bin. Do I want to add anything else? Do we need turtles? I guess the question is, when do we not need turtles? There's sketchy cats there. There's more. Oh, there's the other fat quarters I was thinking about yesterday. So there was more that were just kind of, ugh. Sorry, shaking out that one apparently put a bunch of fabric dust into the air. Okay. Another black cat. We just decided we're not doing them because they're too fussy. Sweet fruits, I'm pretty sure we've already done. There is this Maneki Neko or Lucky Cat. And there's another cut of that pink fabric. So I think what we might end up doing with that is something else. I don't know. But for now, we're going to ignore them. Bye. See you later. I'm just debating if there's anything else in the, like, shelves. Oh yeah, there are a couple things over here I want to grab. Wisteria cats. We've already got red wisteria cats quite a bit. Not quite party animals is not the vibe I'm going for right now. Eek. Yeah, everything's falling out. Okay. That looks floral. Itty bitty strawberries. This black cat or tuxedo cat does need to be made, but that's like a gear shift, so we're not going to do it right away. Not quite party animals, needs to go back on the shelf. Should I do strawberries? I guess what I should do is probably cut what I've already pulled out and then assess what I want to do next. Because realistically, I'm just prepping for April right now and for a February update. Fuck. Sorry, that is a while. Apparently my brain is still in February. Okay. I know I said that I wasn't going to add more, but I'm totally going to add more because hi. Gorgeous. We're going to ignore the owls. They feel more like autumn. Ooh. That was an unintended slide off. I just intended to kind of shimmy. Yeah, that's all fairly dark stuff that doesn't fit what I'm going for right now. Botanical circles. We've already sorted out what we want to do there. I think a lot of this stack probably should come out and get cut up. Now, it will not get sewn right away, but I do think that at least some of these need to be cut and ready to go. So the ones that I'm looking at here. Hey, and then we can start doing the little mini bolt stand up in the shelves. Ooh. From the comic book board organization we've been doing. Ooh. Oh my god, there's so much wasted space though. I knew that already, so that's this is terrible, but I am actually thinking that I might need to get some new shelves. Not because I need new shelves, but the fact that it's like if I were to get new shelves, which is quite an investment at this point, but then I would actually have like 4 to 5 inches extra space back here. And like that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is significant. I really do want to make this one, but I'm not super feeling it right now. I am 100% feeling the dumpling Daruma cats though. Dumpling lucky cats, I guess. No. Yes. Maybe. Okay. Fans. Dumpling Daruma. Here's the black chocolate, so I think we'll try and get all 3 of them made up. Okay. Okay. Call it quits, Katie. What are we doing? Let's just get cutting, right? Because then we can cut interiors too. Oh, there's itty bitty little budgies though. Damn it. Okay. I think strawberries also needs to be done because that feels like a very spring summer print. And then the Frenchies, because there's always someone asking for dogs, so let's get some of the Frenchies in as well. And then should I Frenchies. This is the other fans. Let's pull the fans. This is a better owl one to do. So let's do the owls. Butterflies? Hand up if you want butterflies. Again, it doesn't all need to be made right now, but if we cut it, I'm more likely to make it. I think the budgies should come out because there's not very much of it. So it won't add that much. Famous last words. It won't add that much work. Remind me of that one. I'm like, why do I do this to myself? Oh, sounds like the cricket's done in the mat. Excellent, or it's... Oh, it finished the writing finally. Holy, all right. How long have we been streaming? 40 minutes. So it takes 40 minutes to write those tags right now. That's pretty intense. Okay, Katie, I think you've exhausted what you're you've exhausted and definitely gone beyond what you're actually going to be able to accomplish for now. I say as I add one more. That's a dog print though, so that's justified, right? Okay. And then we do have actually all of those big bags out in the cutting studio. That should technically come in here so that I can like cut bottoms for them. So maybe although if I do that, then I'm going to need to order more canvas. Not like I'm not going to need to order more canvas here soon anyway. Done. Okay. You go in there. Alright, I think we call it quits there. Untangle myself. Because this pile is only this, like, what I want to do for half of it. Oh, never mind. Okay, let's pull that full pile. And there's only a little bit of that left. So if we got that done, it would be gone and dusted, which would be kind of nice. Okay, and what I'm talking about there is the bumblebees with the clovers. Should get done and dusted here pretty soon. Sketchbook cats, no. We're not going to do more retro vending machines right now. Plunk. We've got a pretty good run on the Shibas right now, so I'm not going to worry about them. They just need to be wrapped up. I don't even know what those are. I don't feel like working with them. That resting black cat. We'll leave that as a maybe, but it's going back on the shelf for now. Turtles, yes. Tuxedo cats in this really cool colorway. Again, this is just like pie in the sky sort of stuff. The like embroidery flowers, the silhouettes with the florals, yes. That will go away. And then finally the tuxedo cats in those windows in a different colorway. All right, so what we're going to do now. What are you going to do now, Katie? I said that so authoritatively that I almost tricked myself into thinking I had a plan, and I have no clue where I was going. Yay! Okay, so I think what we should do, I think all of these can be cut into everything. There's a couple in here that I see that I want to focus more towards small stuff. And then there's actually the easier one that's going to be to like navigate and deduct by is what's going to be made into larger bags. Like these fish down here. So let's get the fish. Okay. And if you're like, Katie, you could have just left these all on the shelf. It's like, no, actually. Having them in my way right here, it's much, they're all getting chucked on the floor, is a much better way to kind of keep myself. And they're all going to get refolded here anyway because I want to get them onto the comic book boards. Okay, and then let's make a decision about the rabbits. Oh, and good, I already have some of the strawberry fabric here. So I was already intending to make the strawberries. Sweet, okay. I thought I was, but I couldn't see it when I was like looking at it from the top. Haha, because you know, I just threw a bunch of fabric on top of it. And there's already a bunch of fabric down here because it was like, woo, I'm going to fall over. There's a bunch of handles. I don't know how they ended up down there. All right. And there's other things I've set aside for plans that I don't remember. So they're going back on the shelf. Yay. More handles. Well, at least we're finding handles instead of being like, oh, where are the handles? Okay. That was not one that I was intending, but it fell out of the shelf yesterday when I was doing the presentation, so obviously it was meant to be. Okay, that was the other one I was digging for, was this pink bunnies. Okay. These handles should actually go in here as well because realistically, when we do the interiors and we do the interfacing is when I'm going to be looking for them. Not right now. Okay, that looks like that was the remainder of them anyway. Okay, get back on there. Now, these bunnies, we're down to the very last dregs of them. How much fabric do I actually have left? Let's fold it in half and measure it here. That much fabric. Okay, and is that the same amount as the navy bunnies? I think these should just become a big bag and a... No, I don't need big bags in these because I've already got that cut. Because I remember that the pink is not finished yet. Okay, we're going to need to do an assessment of what's actually out in the cutting studio. There we go. That's what we'll do for now, especially since we're down to so little. I do know that there's not katos available of these right now because those got bought at Knit City, but we can deal with this fabric later. There, back on the shelf. Okay, I just heard the Cricut release that mat. Okay, so I'm going to go unload the mat, swap the mats, and I'll come back and we'll actually start into the other cutting. And I'll leave you the nice view of Flynn right here, the fluff of fluffin'. right, nice and smooth. Transverse, easy peasy. Alright, put those over there, put this over here so I don't cut it. This is going to be a big bag and a Kato. Big bag and a large box bag. Yep, that's what's going to happen here. Just make sure that's the cut there for the big bag. Oh yeah, that'll be a nice center of that, or that'll at least be there. And the back will be those, and then that means that here to here will be the large box bag. So that'll be good. That's really nice. And then this would be like the Kato bag. Sweet. We will have to do a bit of fussy cutting for the Kato, but we're all good there. And then I can get the handle out of the bottom here. Okay. I know I said I was going to stack a bunch of these once we start actually like industrial cutting, but again, we're kind of at that like fussy point, which is really annoying, but oh well. Again, name of the game is try and get it out of the stash, made up into bags, clear the shelf space, and make gorgeous, gorgeous bags in the meantime. All right, we are just going to make big old piles of big bag cuts that then I will trim down later. When I curse myself for that decision later, just remind me that that's, man, I have broken my sunglasses. I totally forgot they were in my pocket. Okay, I will need to get some glue for those. All right. They're like clip-ons specifically for these glasses, so they'll need to be remedied. I'll go talk to my optometrist. Maybe he's got something he can suggest, or maybe they're under warranty. Sometimes they are. I feel like they're old enough that they are no longer under warranty though. So it might just be a super glue fix. They actually broke in Florida of all places. I must have had them in my pocket and sat down and then like squished them. Makes sense that that's probably how and when it happened, but I kept forgetting to fix them while I was here, and then obviously I just popped them in my pocket, and that's not very friendly to clip-ons, at least this style. Hey, and there's the couple wristlets right there from that fabric too, at least from the back. So we'll trim off here. Snip, snip, snip. And there is a nice strip, and there is a nice wristlet, and that's actually going to look really good. Oh yeah, doesn't look like much, but it does have a lot of the florals on it, which is really nice. And obviously it's going to finish better than that. There we go. I am just throwing them kind of over in a bin to deal with later, because wristlets are kind of like the last minute stuff that I never should leave to the last minute, but I always do. And actually the back of, actually we will make a scrunchie out of the stuff that we're not going to use for the handle. Okay, when we get there. Alright, come here my pretties. There we go, and then this is the Kato and the large box bag, so we're going to cut it in half. And we need a beige big bag cut, and we need a beige Kato and a beige. Hey, we're into the beige large box bags. We actually did really good with those. The linings that had been previously cut, it took up like, I don't know, however many we had yesterday. I didn't actually even count, because it's like, well, we've already got it here, so what does it matter in some ways? And then the majority of the fabrics that we cut yesterday were also like white lined box bags, so it's like, okay, well, I guess the first stuff we're going to be ordering is white lining. Which is a good point I need to look at. So I've got 2 suppliers basically for fabric. It's never a bad idea to have backup suppliers. It's also where I got my pocket fabric and the canvas. Canvas through them is still the cheapest that I've found anywhere versus even my like local, definitely versus my local supplier, who doesn't even have the correct weight as it is. But anyway, I need to look at the new supplier for the lining fabrics, because if they are like $1 or $2 cheaper per meter, which it seems like they are on average, I will go order from them. Okay. There we go. Oh yeah, so that's going to be a nice kato. So this will be down along the canvas edge. And then we can do this as the canvas edge on the back piece here. Because it's not like a super directional print, but that floral spray in the middle right there is going to be spectacular. And yes, I am going to cut down the kato stuff because I do find that that is more mind-boggling than having to cut down the big bags. I don't... Sue me. I don't know why. And at this point, I really don't care. Isn't that terrible? Okay, so we need here to here, and we're good. Ding. Ding. There we go. And then that's a nice little strippy scrap for later. I'm gonna turn this down for the drawstrings. Excellent. All right, and now we're going to do the fish and the fish. Poof. All right, so this is definitely, was like, I'm not just cutting into it now. It is intended for big bags, large box bags, and potentially the kato. So we'll see what the big bag cuts look like. And then the same with the other one as well. Smells spicy, like, not like cayenne spicy, but like cinnamon almost. Interesting. All right. Take it. That's not an unpleasant smell to suddenly encounter, although it is weird because this fabric has never been close to cinnamon, but alrighty, we'll take it. Okay, their selvages are lined up like that, and then we're going to line up the selvages on this guy. This fabric came from Kyoto at Norma Taylor. Actually, so I was looking at, I found a really good deal on a hotel that's like directly across from Norma Taylor. Like, it is actually where I probably caught the taxi from when I was there on my solo trip. There is one more koi fabric. It's been lost in the pile, so we're going to ignore that. Anyway, oh, and it's like all wonky anyway. Anyway, the hotel, it was like, at least for the dates that we're looking at, like, right now we're just doing a bunch of guesswork and guesstimates to try and figure out, like, when we can afford to go, if we can afford to go as a family, basically. But it was like downtown Kyoto on like the main drag. It's not like in Gion or right on Gion, but it's walking distance to Gion, basically. So it's across the river, I guess, from Gion to the west of Gion. Gion being like the geisha district that's like most famous. Anyway, but most of the time when you're looking down there, it's like $400, $500, $600, $1,200. I think the Four Seasons down there is something like $5,000 per night, and I always look at it and I laugh because I'm like, no, that's like the top end of a solo trip with fabric, on like one night of hotels. It's not happening. That's more than like all of our flights combined, basically. Anyway, if you can afford it and that's what you want to spend your money on, all the power to you. I am not. It does look like a very nice hotel. But anyway, that's an extreme example. Most of the time it's running about $500 to $600 in that area. This place is like $150. And from what I can tell from the reviews and the actual like website and everything like that, it looks like a really nice hotel. So I'm excited because I'm like, next time we go, we don't need to be right on the train line, because if we're going for the, like, even if we're not going for the marathon and stuff, we know this train systems well enough that we can just transit, and like realistically, if we need to, we'll take a taxi. No big deal. But it's also kitty corner to, like, literally Noma the Taylor, when you're looking at the maps, is right here, and this is the hotel. So you like cross this way and you cross this way, and Noma the Taylor is right there. I've seen the signs for it. So anyway, so like, yeah, I am excited to try it out. We might still end up somewhere different, because we don't mind the choice in comfort hotels as well, and they just built a comfort hotel like a 5-minute walk from Kyoto Station. So if we want to stay closer to the actual like station, we'll do that. But it all really depends on what we're going to end up doing for the trip. Staying downtown Kyoto, I think, would definitely be different, and it would be nice. Haha! I knew I could do it. The fold on this didn't line up the salvages, so now it's like all cranky. But I just got it figured. Okay, so this is going to be big bag, large box bag, kato bag, right? Right? Should have checked that before I said that. Yeah, big bag. And then large box bag. And then that'll make a really nice kato. So we can get all of that out of here so far. Let's fold this back and just double check it on this one that's a little bit different. Okay, that's going to be a big bag right here. That's actually a lot of koi. That's a really nice cut. Large box bag will be down here, so that means that you'll get into the like next section of koi. And then that means that this is the line for kato as well. So again, really nice distribution of fish, which you can't really see on that bit. Okay, let me zoom now that we're into like getting more nitty gritty again, or more into details. Apparently nitty gritty might not be a very nice term to use, actually. Now that we're getting into more details, I think that's the better description anyway. You can still keep an eye on the cat, who's like super chill right now. He's enjoying being in the cutting studio and on the fabric. Yeah, so now you should, oh yeah, you can see the detail more better. So this will be like the kato cut right here, and the big bag cut. That's about what you'll get. So you'll get a set of fish on each side, it looks like. Yep. And then you'll end up with like a set and a half of fish on the large box bag. Sweet. So when I was buying fabrics in May in Japan, I was still making the tote bags in the fashion of like, it's one big piece of Japanese fabric, and not doing the whole canvas bottom yet. And then I switched halfway through the year, and now it's like all the stuff that I bought for big bags specifically, because this is quite a large print. So before, it would go to the same depth as the large box bag. That's quite a bit more fabric. But now that I've rejigged it so that you end up with like the canvas bottom, it's a very different cutting experience because it needs to be plotted out differently. So it's fine. It's just, I threw myself a learning curve without realizing when I was buying fabric in May that I was going to have a learning curve in like July. The bags made with the canvas bottoms, they'll look amazing, so you know. It was a good learning curve. I like how I hold my breath. It's like, and then I exhale like I'm doing like weights or something like that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're just cutting. Oh, Get out of here, laptop. You are the problem. I'm just cutting it down height-wise, and then we will go in and we're going to cut it down width-wise for the big bags later. So when I curse myself later, just remind myself I was being lazy right now. You're fully welcome to yell that at me in the chat if you come back later. And I'm like, why didn't I cut these big bags down earlier? And then you can just be like, Katie, you're being lazy. I'm being time efficient. Not really. Well, kind of. It's like, so switching the task of like even just cutting from the yardage to cutting the yardage down more is definitely like more time consuming. It's wild. Okay, it looks like we're going to end up with this. Sweet. Okay, so that's the large box bag and the Kato cuts. We are going to cut down the Kato because I find that one more daunting to do later. Or actually, no, we can just throw the larger cut down. We will cut these apart in a second, though. Down the fold is what I mean by that. Okay, and then this looks like we're going to end up with a set of handles and a triangle pouch. Sweet. Okay, so handles. Go to here. Go to there. Like that. Like that. Sweet. I say handles like we're doing multiples, but we're just going to do one, and then the others will become wristlets, and then maybe some scrunchies or something like that. And then this is enough for triangle pouches. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to flip it, which seems like a weird thing to do, but it's going to be easier to cut it with the majority of the fabric on this side versus this side. And we're going to just kind of do the old fabric shimmy. And then the strips underneath will go to either my friend or my pile. Figure it out in a minute. I have still not gone and gotten that laundry hamper idea, although I think I am pretty set on that being the organizational method for the scraps, which I am excited about, but just haven't taken action on yet. It's one of those things where it's like, it'll be nice once I actually set it up, and I'll probably be like, why didn't I do this sooner? But right now I'm like, I do not want to spend the money on it. But then again, if I spend the money on it right now, I don't have to sort all of this stuff later. So we'll see. Okay. So we got a couple options with this one. We could do, ooh. Oh, I just remembered that I think we can make planner pouches from these cuts then. Okay, so if we go here to there, and there to there, to there. Okay, we definitely can from the one, but I think, yeah, that's close enough. It's going to be a little bit smaller, but really, I think that would be fine. Okay, so these are going to get cut down right now. I don't know why that fabric is shimmying so much. But yeah, so this would be right, I think. They might be a bit too small. I'll have to double check my notes, but that does look right. Even it's a little bit skinny. It's the right height, which is the more important part, really. But no, I think that's right. And look at that. Oh, that's glorious. And then the back's really nice too. It's not a lot of koi, but that spray of like sakura on the back is pretty spectacular. And then what about on this one? This one does actually have koi. Now in this case, I might not cut these down. I might just leave them wider. Usually I would go with notions pouches, but honestly, this is the perfect freaking cut for a planner pouch. Even if they are a little bit different sized. Hello, what are you? Are you supposed to be the drawstring? No, you're not. Oh, you're the thin bit. You're the strips that I'm keeping for me. So we shouldn't put those over there because otherwise I'm going to have to sort them out later. Right, and then these are triangle pouches. which the bin is not there right now. So we're going to throw them on the corner of the cutting table down there. Ugh. Big bags. Okay. And I said I wasn't going to cut these down now, but do you know what we're going to do is we're going to cut them down now, and then I don't have to worry about it later. Did we cut this one down too? No, we did not, because I was like, I'm not going to do it. Better to do it now, because then I don't have to do any cutting later. I can just come downstairs and be like, so. And you don't have to listen to me complain about it. I'll just be like, so. It looks like this might also be very damn close to being numbers for planter pouches as well, which is exciting. It's something. I think those are just, yeah, those will go over there. Okay, big bags. And that was 3 beige. Okay, we're not doing triangle pouches. I am overstocked on triangle pouches right now. If I do more triangle pouches, I'll do them for August for Knit City. But this is like, these are April preps. April and early May. So we got, what, 2, 3 beige big bags. 1, 2, 3 beige big bags and 3 Kato bags. 3 beige Kato. And then we did do large box bags. Yeah, they're right here. Okay. So 3 beige Kato, or large box. Now those numbers are definitely not perfect. I definitely missed some yesterday, but you know, better the majority than none. Or yeah, whatever. I don't know. Okay, so that is wider by okay, so they're slightly wider. That's fine. Are you being so wobbly wobbly? There we go. That's happier making. Apparently I should have brought down another like caffeinated pop because I am tired. Tired. Okay, there's the Kato. We will cut down Katos in a minute. So that does make my life far easier. Beige. And then I'm not sitting here being like, ooh, are these supposed to be Kato or are these supposed to be large box bags? Since they're the back cuts of the box bags. So, you know, if I cut them down, there's zero confusion because they're already in the format that they're supposed to be. Which saves me time in the long run. I'm 100% making fun of myself here because it's just like, it is stuff that I should be doing, but I often don't. Quite often don't. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, so this will be, all right, where are we cutting the drawstring from? So this side will have 2 koi. And then if we cut the drawstring here, we have this gorgeous koi. Okay. And if we cut the drawstring there, oh, okay, you still got a couple koi. And then this like sakura branch is very prominent on the other side. Sweet. Okay. So we're cutting towards the fold. The fold is the straight line on this one. The selvage has a little bit of like fray on it. Not like it's not straight, but it's got a bit of fray. Okay, so if we do the same on this one, you get these koi and that koi and most of this koi. Sweet. Flip it. And the cut would be on this side. You end up with 2 koi, 1 full koi, 95% of another, and then the drawstrings end up with some of the koi on it too. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to flip this one and we're going to cut it this way. So selvage edge instead of fold edge. And then we're going to shimmy this so that it's a little bit more even underneath. All right. And then what are we doing with this one? Red and blue on the black with the waves. Ooh, I see what we're doing. Okay. So the back here that I'm looking at right now, we've got a very nice red, red, blue, blue. So we're going to probably cut the drawstring on this side of that. Especially because I think, yeah, that's the least disruptive on this side too. Red, blue, 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 and most of another red. So yeah, you've got like 75%, 90%, 80% of one red here, our full red, a full couple full, bleh, 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 bleh. Couple full blue, and like some nice wave action, all of that. Okay, so we're gonna cut down the ding 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 ding. I'm gonna cut the drawstrings off from this side. So we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna cut right here, like this. Okay. Blah. I didn't double measure. Phew. Had a moment of like, did I cut that right? But yes, I totally cut it right. You need to be trimmed down because you actually will be too generous of a drawstring otherwise. Okay, there we go. Droopy scraps to my friend, and then this can just be cut in half with the thingamabobber, the ruler, like this, and that, and then we will cut down the width of all three of them, and then I will cut down the blah-de-blah of that one, the width of that one. That's what the blah-de-blah of that one is. Okay, I'm gonna cut these in half first. Snip, 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 snip. Snip, 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 snip. Okay, and then we'll lay the okay, I'm gonna do these ones, and then I actually need to go grab some more caffeine for sure. And I think some sort of quick snack. But I'll finish up these, and then I will be back, and we will do more of the pile that's beside me here. Like I said, my goal is to get everything cut. Hopefully by the end of tomorrow, I'll have everything done, or majority done at least. Oh, right. Yeah, whatever. We can do the measurement from here. And then I want to be at the sewing. So tomorrow would be wrapping on finishing the exteriors. I am under no illusion that I'm going to get the interiors cut by tomorrow. I don't know. I might. But I'm not going to depend on that, because the other part of this is I am cutting these with the assumption that I have enough lining fabric, and I don't know if I have enough lining fabrics. Or interfacing for that matter. So we're going to work on the exteriors, and then we're going to work on the interiors, and then we'll work with the interfacing. At least the interfacing is, like, I can get more on Tuesday. That's fine. Easy. The lining fabric would take a little bit longer. Okay. There we are for that. I am going to put the Fuji away because I don't feel like working with it right now. And realistically, paring down the amount that I'm working with is not going to be the worst decision right now. Okay. Give me 10 minutes, and I'm going to leave you on the cat right here, who's nice and chill. The fluffa-floofin. I keep finding more mats. Yeah. Snack, drink, and then I'll be back. Probably about 3:35. All right, so the chaos critters have woken up, and Dallas actually is going to start dinner. So I'm going to head upstairs to chill with the kiddos, because otherwise they're just going to have a meltdown. But thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you all have a fantastic evening, and I look forward to coming back on and chatting with you all soon. I hope you have a fantastic